What are supermarkets like in Australia? Well, there's two big ones here in Sydney, Coles and, would you believe it, Woolworths. We're going to check out both of them today, so let's start the show. We're going to start off with Woolworths, and we are going into stealth mode with the glasses, so we may be upright for most of this episode. Lots of flowers, $50, $40, $30. Ah, chocolate. Lots of familiar names, Flake, Crunchy, Toblerone, Dairy Milk, Picnic, Turkish Delight. Others that we're maybe not as familiar with, Cherry Ripe, Scorched Peanut Bar, Kit Kat. So let's look at some of the prices. $2.50, so £1.25 for a Kit Kat. That's more expensive than what we would pay. We'd pay like about £1 maximum. Oh, look at this, Furry Friends. Dairy Milk. That looks nice. But at $3.30, so what's that? £1.70 something. I can't really do the maths. That's quite expensive. So they're quite small bars. Crisps on the side. Oh, this is one thing that I noticed. Look at this. Smiths. Remind you of anything? Well, that would be Walkers back in the UK, or Lay's in Europe and in the US. $2.70 for this quite large bag. So what's that? £1.40. No, can't do my maths. £1.80? No. Work it out. It's too early in the morning to be doing maths. We've got chicken, salt and vinegar, original. Ah, you see, I would have thought that was cheese and onion because of the colour. Grab bags, Maltesers at, what's that say, $3? That's £1.50 then. That's not bad actually for a big bag like that. Newspapers, the Australian, the Sydney Morning Herald and the Daily Telegraph. Christmas tree, yes, it's November when we're here, so Christmas is coming. There's Paul. We'll let him continue looking at his chocolates down there.
Oh my god, they have Tim Tams. I remember us buying some of this in New Zealand. It was actually made from there. I do see made in Australia, but then there's also this information about Newmarket, Auckland. So I think this might be a collaboration for Onnit's Biscuits Limited. So this is the normal flavor. And they also have double coat, which is what? Just coated with chocolate. But then I think they all have it. And then there's Merry River Salted Caramel and Chewy Caramel. I think it's too sweet to begin with. So I'm not really a fan of this. Although this might be something to consider. Okay, so we're on to the Schweppes and tonic water area. So this is soda water. There's ginger ale down there. Soda water. I think these are branded Woolworths because you see the W. So I guess those would be cheaper. Then you get the branded stuff like the Liptons and the Powerades and the Gatorades and the Arizona down there and the Lipton. And then here we have 0% alcohol. Why is it so expensive? $10.50 for 0%. That's kind of crazy. Asahi, Peroni. You see all this stuff at home. I've never actually bought it before, so I don't really. I think I have tasted 0%, but I think for me, if I were to buy it, I think I'd want it to be alcoholic. And now over here you have San Pellegrino, which you could get at home for us in the UK. And then you see Perrier. And do we think this might be the store brand? No, that's not. That's a branded product. So yeah, this is the sparkling aisle. And then I guess this is regular water. Prove that we are here during Christmas time or Christmas season. They have mince pies, so this is Australian baked fruit mince pies. So I'm assuming this is going to taste similar to the ones that we have back home. So this is Australia as well as New Zealand. So this might be like a collaboration between Australia and New Zealand, because you can see that info right here. So we might have to buy one of these just so that we could get a taste test to see how it compares. So panettone, don't like that. And then I guess these ones are more expensive than the ones over there. So this is a classic mince pie. Oh, I don't know. We'll just have to see, but I know that we have these options here just in case we want to test it out. And we have gingerbread house to make, as well as Kit Kat houses, and then there's shortbread, gingerbread stuff over here, this Danish type of biscuits that I think that they sell this everywhere, because I remember seeing this when I was growing up in New York. And you have Toblerone, macadamia nuts, or truffles. This might be interesting. $5.60, that's not too bad really. And then there's Australian macadamians. Yeah, I think maybe I do need to consider getting some of this. I'm not getting all of them. I do like the look of the Australian macadamians. So this isn't too expensive, is it? I think this is $9. And there's 200 grams in here. And let's see how much is in this one. 115. So I guess it's more worth it because we're looking at this. So this is £4.50 per 100 grams. And then this is $4.87. So I guess it's more worth it to get this bigger one.
Christmas tree, well it is November while we're filming this. Krispy Kreme, lots of donuts. Red Bull, give you wings. There's Paul looking at more crisps down there, big bags.
This isn't that bad for $3. And then there's blueberries, strawberries, blueberries. This is how the milk looks like, full cream. I don't think that that's that bad for $3.90. I think this is like a liter. And then there's a no fat and the light versions. And over here, you have like the pasta salads. But no, I'm pretty impressed with how this dairy stuff is looking. Dairy?
I'm going downstairs. Alright, heading back downstairs. Paul's disappeared. Maybe he's gone down already. So I'm going to go down to the basement now and see what might be there. Fresh food, groceries, all that sort of stuff. They're playing music, so I better be careful. Red potatoes, sweet potatoes, onions. Paul does most of the shopping, so I'm not sure about the prices of how they really compare, especially as it's per kilo. I would buy a bag of small onions for about 75p back in the UK. It must be like climate control on the lettuce and everything else, all the root vegetables. Interesting. Let's have a look at the bakery. White sandwich loaf, £2.80, £1.40. Ah, eggs. Now here's the thing. In New Zealand, although we weren't buying eggs, we were looking at prices and it was quite expensive. I think it's the same here. £8.50 for 6 large eggs. That's £4.25. That's a lot.
Blenders, slope, rice cookers, I'm assuming. slow cookers, electronic cookers, banquet pan. We have this at home. This is from Russell Hobbs, so I think ours is also Russell Hobbs. And over here you seem to have tongs, measuring things, a funnel. Do I even have one of these at home? Maybe I need to get one. And you have like peelers, can openers, dish drying mat. This might be a good thing to have after we wash dishes, which we don't wash. So do I even need this? But it might be good to have.
Oh, can I reach something for you? Of this one? Yeah.
The next one.
Oh, right. This one?
Yeah.
Okay, 3. Okay.
Just out of reach.
Yes, there you go.
Everything is just out of reach.
Oh, wow.
Foot tall.
I'm not that tall myself, but at least I
No,
was able to help you.
5 foot tall and now leg rope.
Okay. My good deed for the day there. We'll finish off with the fruit, apples. Don't know what type. Oh, Royal Gala. Oranges. Lemons. No, I'm not going to sing. Pears. It smells really nice. Right, well, I'm going to go try to find Paul now. So what did you think of Woolworths?
It's massive.
I was thinking more, rather than the size of it, the price of things.
Cheap?
No, I didn't think it was cheap at all. Certain things like household goods seem to be really expensive. Washing up liquid, the cheapest that I could find was the equivalent of about £2.40. And I also thought that crisps were quite expensive. I did actually manage to find a multi-pack, but only in one flavour.
Do you know what I wanted to buy? A microwave plate cover. So this is, so you put it on your plate, you microwave it without having the plate contents splash all over the microwave.
But you didn't buy it because...
No, it was
well,
$5 and it wasn't expensive. I think it was just kind of bulky.
Yeah, well, you might get it because we're coming back to Sydney after our trip to Melbourne, so we don't want to be carrying stuff around unnecessarily, so we could get it just before we go. This supermarket is quite close to the places that we're going to be staying. Okay, after the break, we will take you to Coles and see what it is like. Make sure that you stay in calm waters.
So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Paul and Marcus.
Now, let's check out Coles. Well, I think the first thing to say about Coles is that it is much larger than Woolworths. This is a really big supermarket. We were in the other day just to get a few essentials, and there's quite a lot of stuff. But what I did notice at the bakery section, I was looking for pastries. You know what I'm like. I couldn't find any freshly baked pastries, so maybe I was just looking in the wrong area. Let's have another little look. Ah, here we are. Custard scrolls, donuts, blueberry crown, right. I was looking for sort of individual ones that you would maybe pick with tongs, but oh, look at this, a Laurent almond croissant, £4.50. So that'll be £2.25 back in the UK. Portuguese tarts, £3.40 for 2. That's not bad actually. At £1.70. So what's that? Can't do my maths. 85p each. Wow, a huge box of croissants there, and smaller packs. Let's have a look at the meats. Beef grilling, finest cuts, porterhouse, rump roast. You're going to pay top dollar for all this. You've got your mince, organic, loin chops.
Coles has a lot of fresh food on offer, such as these ready meals, such as these pre-made dinners like this Indian, Italian type stuff, as well as these soups and these pizzas. And they also have lots of fruits over here, vegetables down there, organic stuff all the way in the far end, and then I think that they have potatoes and bananas right here.
Oh, I do love my sausages. Beef eater barbecue sausages. Beef sausages. Now there's something that you rarely see in the UK, at least. You don't really get to see really good beef sausages. Maybe in Scotland you do, and in Ireland, but not usually in England. Lamb sausages, every type of sausage you could want. I was drawn to this. Turkey rissoles. Wow. $8.50 for 4? Not bad.
I have mentioned Smith's before, but this is like what's on offer. So then here is like oats and milk varieties. There's an ambient type milk, and then right across is granola and other types of cereals. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of this one. Carmen's Aussie oat clusters. I wonder whether they'll allow me to bring some of this stuff back to the UK with me. All types of English breakfast, teas from Twinings. So this is a really good selection. I tend to like looking for different types of teas. So there's like a New York breakfast by tea too. I don't even know what this is. So this is like a flavored black tea. I think I'm spoiled for choice. And then there's Jed's coffees. So I also like looking at coffee type stuff while I am away. And I think I've heard of this one before. I think that they have this one in the hotel, if I'm not being mistaken by this. So I will have to buy this at some point before leaving.
Let's have a look at soft drinks. So you've got your Fantas, your Sprites, your Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all the usual brands. Kirk's, I'm not familiar with that. It says Australian made. This ain't just any lemonade, this is Kirk's. And a 10 can pack is, well, it says 2 for $20.30, so $10, £5 for 10. I guess that's okay. Now one thing I did notice about the cans here, because we had a can of Fanta with a meal the other night, and in the UK the cans are 330ml, whereas here in Aussie 375ml per can, so you do get a little bit extra. Sunkissed right next to the Fanta, lots of big bottles. How much is a Pepsi Max? Again, there's these special deals, and the thing here in Coles is you don't need a loyalty card to get the specials. They are for everybody, and there's lots of deals. So 2 for $5.20, that is what, $2.60 for 1, 80p. Wow, that's not bad at all. What about waters? We buy bottled water at home, $5.60 for a, what's that, an 8-pack, 12-pack. So that's £2.70 roughly. They do have toiletries as well. We've got the dental department, toothpastes. Now let's see, I pay about £1 for a tube of Colgate, just regular Colgate toothpaste. Do they have the equivalent here? I'm not so sure. It looks rather expensive. And there's Paul. What's this?
This is the coffee that they have at the top. This was only 15.
15, and that's beans, is it?
Yeah.
Paul's full of beans today.
Well, I was saying that they had like 3 different varieties. I think this was the strongest one.
Well, when you see it, you should buy it. That's what I say. Well, I think Coles is more the sort of place that you would go if you want to do a big shop, whereas Woolworths looks as though it's more of a top-up store, if you ask me. But maybe it differs when you're outside the city area. Well, take from that what you will. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode.
For those of you that have liked today's episode, give us a thumbs up. For those of you that haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And for those of you that want to leave a comment, please do so as well.
And if you'd like to buy us a coffee to help us along the way, there's a link in the description. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.